Thanks. It feels really good to be here. I feel my emotional senses heightened and my psychic senses heightened.
Oh, that's really good, because they go together, don't they? Because when my emotional sense is heightened, which means I've found full resonance with who I am, now I'm in sync with infinite intelligence and I'm brilliant. One leads to the other.
I have a question regarding specificity. We've been talking about going general, but isn't?
When you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, be as specific as you can be, because that's where the power and the fun and the clarity and the power is. In other words, we're not trying to guide you from specifics. We just want you to wait till you're tuned in before you get specific. And then it's way fun.
Isn't everything specific? Isn't everything specific? Isn't every thought, every emotion, every movement, every action, every intentional or unintentional thought, emotion, isn't everything specific at the end of the day?
Well, it has a potential of becoming specific. And the more you focus upon it, it will. In other words, what genius is just attention to a subject. If you give enough attention to a subject, the specifics of it will come. So you can be a genius about unwanted things or a genius about wanted things, but the specifics will come because law of attraction demands it and dictates it. So that's an accurate statement. But you have control over the amount of, in other words, you have the ability. Our friend was telling us, he keeps meditating and going general. You can hold yourself in a non-specific state, but law of attraction is going to keep giving you something that is a perfect match to wherever you are. So it is logical. You are accurate. It is logical that everything is going to become increasingly specific. That's why the universe is expanding. That's why you all have come forth to explore the contrast, because in the doing of that, the specifics must continue to be. We're just saying you have the ability to manage it better than most of you are. Most people think that when something happens, they should talk about it, whether they want it or not. We don't agree with that. We don't think you should talk about something that you don't want to keep perpetuating. But there's something compelling about doing it because it's a reality. But if we were standing in your physical shoes, we wouldn't. First, a thought, a non-thought is most general. And in non-thought, you will feel the resonance of your source, which will feel like love. Next specific is a thought. Further specific is a word. Further specific is action. So a lot of people just want to jump right into action. They just want to do something, just want to do something to fix something. And we say, whoa, slow it down, go general, wait for the inspiration for the thought, then wait for the inspiration for the word, then wait for the inspiration for the action, and then everything will unfold in a way that is not just pleasing, but really, really fun.
I'm in a completely no-mind state at the moment, so I'm about as general as can be at the moment.
So what do you want to talk about? We want to say to you that everything that you said just now, we are in complete agreement with. We're just clarifying that when you said it's inevitable that things become specific, we say in the big scheme of things, it is absolutely inevitable that things become specific, but that you can guide it more than you know. And if you take the time to guide it from that general place, then you control your point of attraction at the basis, so that when it starts getting specific, it starts getting specific in the way you want it to. Where if people are just jumping into things as they are, then they keep perpetuating what they don't want. There's a war against drugs and a war against crime and a war against teenage pregnancy and a war against cancer and a war against AIDS and a war against war. And all of those things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because somebody's got to get to the general place before they start getting specific.
Isn't that an action of specificity of getting to a general place? Isn't that a movement or a pivoting of specificity towards generality?
Yes, it is. And it is so much easier to pivot when you're general than when you're specific. Because when you've got this raging, know what you don't want going on over here, you're not going to find the vibrational flip side of that. You can't. Law of attraction is dishing up too much of this. But when you're general, you can flip. So if we were standing in your physical shoes and we wanted to pivot to the other side of it, we'd go general, 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 we'd take the pivot, and then we'd get specific.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.